Welcome back to the show. Well, playing in the NFL is no easy task, and the road to get there can even be more difficult. But for one NFL veteran and Liberty University alum, he says that what he pursued after his NFL career proved to be the most difficult opponent.
It's a Thursday night in May, and the journey for these brand new doctors from the Medical University of South Carolina is officially about to begin.
Samkon Gado.
In this group of newly hooded medical doctors is Nigerian-born Samkon Gado.
I think med school has been the hardest thing I've ever done. Playing in the league was difficult, but I think there was a certain element of that was more natural than I think going to medical school.
When he says the league, Dr. Gado means the National Football League. Before enrolling in medical school, Gado signed with the Kansas City Chiefs as an undrafted free agent. He was soon released and then signed with the Green Bay Packers practice squad. Gado wondered if he, a backup running back from Liberty University, was talented enough to succeed in the NFL.
When I was playing football, I struggled often with, did I belong? Was I good enough?
Any doubts Gado had would be answered during his rookie season of 2005. He played in 8 games and rushed for over 582 yards, with 6 touchdowns and 1 TD reception. Gado's parents have been supportive of him playing football through the years, but when asked if they approved, the answer was simple.
No, I didn't want him to play. I wanted him to play soccer. He was very good. I'm sure he's still good at soccer. I watched him play soccer. We had children's league and community league, and Sam was doing very well. Very, very well. In fact, when he was playing then, the opposing teams would put 2 or 3 players on him.
Growing up in the U.S. and his homeland of Nigeria, Samkon Gado was athletic and played many sports, but none of the sports he played were as violent as American football.
We were hesitant to allow him play any game that would put him at risk. And of course, football. So whenever he played, our heart was in our mouth, praying that nothing would happen to him.
After 4 seasons, 5 teams, and a couple of season-ending injuries, Gado traded in his cleats and helmet for a doctor's coat and a stethoscope.
My sophomore year in high school is when I knew that I wanted to pursue medicine, and that desire never left.
But not unlike football, Gado wondered if he could be successful in medicine.
I kind of had to tell myself, I belonged here. This is no accident that I was accepted.
Gado's faith and one of his patients helped him reaffirm his lifelong goal of becoming a doctor.
I took care of a patient this past year who had liver cancer. I was checking in on him, and he couldn't talk because he had a tube in his mouth to feed him. And he pulled out a pen and pencil, and he wrote, he told me that I was going to be a great doctor. He could see it in my eyes. And he was crying, and he knew he was just days away from dying. But I think some of the things that he said were so encouraging to me, and I sensed that he sensed Christ in me. And it was a very special moment, and I came home, told my wife, and that was probably one of the most rewarding moments I've had in medical school.
Now, Dr. Gado, wife Rachel, and their son Judah will travel to St. Louis, where Gado will work in residency as an ear, nose, and throat doctor. A goal Jeremiah Gado is happy his son accomplished.
I am pleased that he did it. He said he would, and he followed up on that. So that's an accomplishment that any father would be pleased with.
I think the human body has always been something that's very fascinating to me. And so the more, I feel like I get to learn about that. I get to spend the rest of my life learning about what God did in Genesis 1 and 2 in creating man. And I think that's, in my short time in medical school, I think I'm beginning to see his character revealed in just some of the diseases that occur. And I think my understanding of who he is and the gospel altogether, I think, is really expounded. And I look forward to learning that for the rest of my life.
And to thank you to Game On Johns Pratt for putting that together for us. You know, Matt, pretty impressive that Samkon, after having a great career in the NFL, decided to pursue something else, and not something easy. You know, we talked about it's tough to go through med school. It's not like just a couple years. It's quite a journey, but still knew that there was something greater that God wanted him to do and was willing to pursue it.
And so many times we see professional athletes, it's what's next, what's when they're done. They kind of search, they don't know what to do with themselves, but you can tell he had a plan and he has a mission that now he's carrying out. And also, I would imagine the discipline that it took to be a professional football player probably helps him now in this, going through medical school, the discipline you have to be successful in that realm. So can't wait to see what he does in the future.
Yeah.